Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. A special store in one Letcher County community was destroyed in the recent flooding, breaking the hearts of many. WYMT's Lucy Bryson begins our flooding coverage.
Letcher County was hit with devastating floods last week that damaged many buildings throughout the area. But the destruction of one grocery store breaks the hearts of many. The IGA, located in Isom, is the only full-service grocery store in the area.
The next closest grocery store that's going to have a full line of groceries like produce and dairy and meat and deli and all that type of thing is in Whitesburg, which is 12 miles away. And then the other one is going to be in Hazard, which is 25 miles away.
It's a staple for the city of Isom and loved by the community.
That store has been around since before I was born. I can remember some of my earliest memories just going over there and just getting stuff like candy bars. All the workers were always nice to me as a kid and stuff.
But for owner Gwen Christian, it's her life.
This has become my home. Like I said, I started here in 1973, worked for the previous owner for 25 years, and then they got ready to retire and they sold it to me, and I've been here for the next 25 years, so got 50 years total.
The IGA is nearly unrecognizable due to all the damage within.
When we looked, and it was just nothing but water, just muddy water, and it was almost up to the roof of our building, and it was just devastating.
But Christian hopes that the storefront can possibly make a comeback for the good of the community. In Letcher County, Lucy Bryson, WYMT Mountain News.
Unbelievable destruction there. The Isom IGA had 25 employees who lost their jobs. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet will be offering one-day pop-up visits at several state park locations from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Kentuckians who need to request replacement driver's licenses, permits, and ID cards can utilize the pop-up locations. No appointments are necessary. The pop-up locations include Friday, August 5th at Jenny Wiley State Resort Park, Monday, August 8th at Pine Mountain State Resort Park, and Tuesday, August 9th at Buckhorn State Resort Park. The National Guard has been extremely busy running missions in Black Hawk helicopters going into areas where the only way to get there is from the sky. Bottled water and food loaded up, then taken up. Members of Kentucky's legislature went up with the Guard and helped unload a Black Hawk in parts of Perry County, delivering a lifeline to people without any access to anything. The National Guard is flying mission after mission, going out over and over again to give critical items to people who desperately need them.
Really, we're just trying to help the most people out we can, to make sure everybody's got enough water and food. A lot of roads are cut off.
Kentucky lawmakers who have been on some of these flights say a lot of the water and supplies delivered have been donated by generous people. We'll have much more on this coming up later tonight. Flood victims from Breathitt County are getting a new place to stay. Many of those victims have been housed in Wolfe County school buildings since Thursday night. But this morning, officials began moving those flood victims to a more permanent shelter. Jim Stratman says the move makes sense to some, but others don't want to go.
6 days after historic flooding in Breathitt County, flood victims are on the move.
So West Liberty is well aware of devastation and what it can do to a community. They have this center, and it's specifically designed to house evacuees, and we will be moving the folks there.
Buses loaded up with personal belongings. Some victims ready for a change. Others say no.
We've already lost everything. With the gas prices high, it's going to be hard for people to travel back and forth for a day to claim, to work, for doctors, just everything like that.
All of us have been through enough. Get us back home. Get us back to Jackson.
People staying out at Campton Elementary say that the sudden move means that they won't be able to keep their pets with them because of Red Cross policies. Rebecca Gibson says that her grandkids chose not to get on rescue boats during the flooding so that they could stay with their animals. She and others say that the animals are their emotional support through these times.
My dog's never been caged up before, and she's got separation anxiety real bad.
Hey, all of us
She's always slept with me, so it's going to be a real problem.
What's it going to do to animals? What's it going to do to us? I think personally we've all been through enough and can't take no more. We can't take no more.
Red Cross officials clarify that the animals will be able to come with the residents to Morgan County, but they won't be able to stay in the same room as their owners. They will be kept in a separate room. One Red Cross worker that I spoke with this morning told me that there will be caseworkers from the Red Cross up at that center in Morgan County that can help the flood victims with things like applications, paperwork, and give them some more resources as they work to recover from these floods. Reporting in Wolfe County, Jim Stratman, WKYT.
Well, one thing that has been helping as we've gone through this week so far is that we've been dry most of Monday, all of yesterday just about, and all of today so far. That's going to change, though, and on top of it, we're also dealing with excessive heat in many spots. Buffalo Mountain camera here in Perry County, just a few fair weather clouds in the distance, plenty of sunshine right now. Mountain Parkway at Slade, even fewer clouds there, blue skies in abundance here this evening. Temperatures upper 80s and low 90s around the region. It's going to be a warm one, and it still is out there, as a matter of fact. Still feels like 100 Somerset, 102 Monticello, 96 in London, Irvine, and feels like 98 in Manchester as well. So the toasty temperatures continue. Pinpoint Dopplers, a clean sweep around the mountains, but you don't have to look far away. Just west of the Estill-Madison County line, a few showers have already popped up. That's where they've been so far, and the main action remains off to the north. I think that's where it'll stay through the night tonight. Keep that WIMT weather app handy, though, because not long from now is when we're going to need that app as we watch more showers and storms potentially move back in as soon as tomorrow afternoon. The very latest on that's coming up in just a bit. Steve?
Evan, thank you. The city of Hazard is looking for volunteers to help aid in flood cleanup. The base for volunteer operations is at the Forum. The city is partnering with Team Rubicon Disaster Relief in this effort. There are some volunteers signed up, but more are needed to help clean up houses and other areas. Volunteers are asked to meet at the Forum every morning at 7:45.
We have created the infrastructure to take as many volunteers as we can. We are talking 50 to 100 or even more than 100 volunteers. That's what we anticipated when this started, and so that is the plan we have made.
The city has a volunteer form you're asked to fill out to expedite the onboarding process. You can find that on its social media pages. City leaders also thank Lowe's for a huge donation of shovels, buckets, brooms, and generators. Well, we are partnering with WKYT in Lexington and WSAZ in Charleston, Huntington, West Virginia for Appalachia Rises, a week of giving. Our goal is to support the ARH Foundation Fund for Flood Relief and the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund. Hazard native Joe Kraft and his wife, former UN Ambassador Kelly Knight Kraft, will match every dollar raised for the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund up to $1.5 million. You can get involved in the fundraising effort by scanning the QR code on your screen. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, a new fraud alert. Scammers using text messages to pose as financial institutions. What you need to know to keep your money safe.
Plus, not only will we be dealing with the return of showers and storms to the mountains, but the heat sticks around too. Latest on that's coming up next.